Welcome everybody, I am Sasha and this is my new channel Fishing Hungry. I'm so excited to share this with you. This is our first episode. On this channel, I'm going to take you along my fishing adventures and I hope to entertain you. I will share some fishing tips and tricks so that you can improve your fishing experience and get the most out of your adventures. And we will do some delicious, so yummy in your tummy, catch, clean and cooks. Of course, I will share those recipes with you. In today's episode, we are going to establish some basics. We will talk about the 3 most important knots you need to know to get going. We will talk about the Clinch Knot, the Grinner Knot, and the Gary-Martin-Knoten. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright folks, here we are. That's our first knot. We're talking about the Clinch Knot. Very useful for all kinds of situations such as attaching a ring, a swivel, or for instance a hook. It's very charming because of its simplicity. You can always use it. For instance, you might be out there after a long day and you have cold hands. They might be a little bit painful, or it's wet and then your fingers and the line get slippery. This really works and you do not have any problems still getting your knots done. Alright, let's get into it. You start by bringing the end of the line through, for instance, in this case, a ring. If you want to be extra precautious, you can bring it in 2 times. However, it's not really necessary. You don't have to do it. But what I would suggest though is you pull some line. Do yourself a favor and get some line. It's always more difficult to bind a knot if you have too little line for that. So just get a little bit more and then whatever is left, you cut it off at the end. So now you want to bring this end of the line 5 times at least around the main line. So let's do that. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're actually almost done. So I would suggest you use this knot for monoline. You can use it for braided yarn. However, then do at least 10 rounds. Okay, now you take the end and bring it through the initial loop. And this is really all you need to do. Now you hold both ends and pull them tight. However, before you do that, apply some saliva here. What that does is it helps you to get your knot much tighter and really increases its strength. And in some cases, depending on how the conditions of your line are, or if it's really cold, for instance, outside, it might also help preventing your line from breaking. Okay, now you have applied your saliva and then you pull it tight. And it's really nice how it puts itself together. Then it looks like this. I would suggest you always at the end give it a test. Really pull it tight. Don't be afraid. Alright, this looks good. And now you're good to go. That's it. You just cut off this part very close to the knot. That was the Clinch Knot, our first knot. Off to the next. Here we are with our second knot. We talk about the Grinner Knot. It's a really nice knot because of its strength. It forms a really strong connection between your line and whatever you want to attach to it. For instance, in this case, a lure. You can also use it for braided line. So let's get into it. What you want to do, you go through your ring, but instead of doing it once, as if we did it with the Clinch Knot, you do it twice. Then you pull quite a bit of line, and then you want to form a loop, like so. And this loop, you basically lay that next to the main line. I just do that quite nicely now, so you can see that easily. And next what you want to do is you take the line and bring it in and out through those two lines and that loop for at least 5 times. So let's do that. Just hold it like this. Doesn't really matter if it doesn't perfectly overlay. It's always a little bit difficult with the line to keep it where you want it to be, but don't be afraid. Just bring it in and out. All right. One more time. Okay. And now we start to pull it tight. And here you can see our 5 loops tightened up. That's the Grinner 1, right? So now you just bring it down carefully. Don't forget to apply some saliva before you do that. And here, really at the last stage, give it again a nice and thorough pull to make it a strong connection. Yep. And then you're good to go. This is your Grinner loop, Grinner knot. Okay, off to the last, my personal favorite. Alright, we've made it to the end. This is our final and third knot. It's called the Gary-Martin, or also known as the World Fair knot. It's my personal favorite. I basically use it for any kinds of attachment. It's very strong, and what's important to me, you can use it for braided line as well as for monoline. Let's get into it. What you want to do at the beginning is you want to lay your line parallelly. Okay? So you form basically this loop, which you bring through whatever you want to attach, as in this ring, and then you want to overlay it over the main line. Let me just sort that out real quick so you can see it better. So you form this loop that lays over your main line, and now you grab in here and you pull up the string, the line from the middle, and that forms another loop, as you can see here. Okay, now you take your main line, the end of your main line, bring it through and back. You formed a new loop into this new loop, and now just pull it tight. That's it. Okay, zack. Always take both ends to be sure that the knot is also nice and tight. That's it. It's my favorite knot. Gary-Martin knot, really strong, quick fix, works under all kinds of conditions. That's it for today's episode. These were the 3 most important knots you need to know to get going. We've talked about the Clinch knot, the Grinner knot, and the Gary-Martin knot. I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. If you have any kind of suggestion or feedback, just let me know. I hope you found today's episode useful and learned something today. If you did, please consider to like, subscribe, and to hit the notification bell button. I see you next time. Stay fishing hungry.